Wentworth Prison Slang. There were so many unique and colorful phrases heard echoing throughout the halls of Wentworth. Screws. A screw is another word for a prison guard. I'm sure we all knew that one. As Wentworth fans, we're going to know all of these words. There's going to be a lot of words that I'm sure I forgot to put on my post-it paper. But fuck it, okay? What would you call an inmate who is sad, crying, or emotional? A sook. S-O-O-K. A sook. That is what they call the women who are sad. What do you call someone who's sick? You call them crook. C-R-O-O-K. Here in the States, in the Americas, a crook is another word that we would call like a criminal. A crook. He's a fucking your common crook. How would you say, I'm gonna go crazy on this bitch? Bunta. We all love Boomer. Boomer was, let me tell you something, she would say some of the best things. Like, I'm going to punch your tits in. That was like slang for I'm going to fuck you up. When she would say, I'm going to go bunta on your ass, that means she's going to go crazy on you. Psycho on bunta. It sounds so barbaric, and I love it. Off your face. Off your face is one of the inmates, if you saw them high as shit. You know what I'm saying? Like flying high off of whatever pills, powders, the Mary Jane, whatever they can get their hands on. They're high off of that shit, okay? Injectables, who the fuck knows? I don't know. The possibilities are endless. What do you call the prison hooch, which is also slang for the liquor, homemade liquor, liquor made from scraps, kitchen scraps inside the prison. The homemade prison liquor that, again, Boomer was so good at making, it's called the grog. So the grog is the Australian prison slang word for prison hooch. The grog. 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 We have a word here in the Americas. It's called groggy. Anyway, one of my personal favorites is, Oi, do you want a gobby? G-O-B-B-Y. Gobby. Again, something that Boomer loved to both say, ask if people wanted, and had no problem doing, okay? Gobbies were her specialty, or the way Luke Kelly says it, her especiality. Oh, Luke Kelly, my love for you has not subsided one bit. Okay, so what do I want to do to Luke Kelly? What would I love to do with Luke Kelly? I would love to root Luke Kelly. Root is the word for, it's the word for having sexual intercourse. Root equals fuck. So that's a fun one. Root. Like, I'm rooting for you to succeed in the bedroom and make whoever it is bloop. What do inmates make themselves as weapons? All sorts of stabbing weapons, and any type of like stabbing weapon that can slice or stab is called a, say it with me now, a shiv. Some people left me comments back before because here they call it a shank, but from what I was told in the comments, the shank is the act of cutting. So when you cut the person, it's like you shanked them. The shiv is the instrument used to do the shanking. So the isolation unit, from people that I know that have been incarcerated in the past, they call it solitary confinement. And in Australia, they call it the slot. For all you Australians out there, do they call it the slot in real Australian prisons? Or is this a made up thing for Wentworth specifically? Bash means to beat the person up, you know? You're gonna bash them, and that's what bash means. What do you call someone who's like a fucking, either A, like a dumb bitch, you know, stupid as fuck, or a slut? A fucking dumb fuck and a whore are called the same thing in Wentworth Prison, and that word is a slag. I was like, wow. So they categorize both whores and fucking idiots in the same category. They just call them the same thing, a slag. But not to be confused with a scrag, which is like an ugly, dirty, dingy inmate. Remember when them two girls, when Frankie put those two girls to fight, and I think Boomer made a reference to it being like a scrag fight or some shit, and those bitches were ugly, and they were dingy and dirty, and they looked greasy, and I didn't like it. I wouldn't have wanted to fight no greasy ass bitch. Cause, oh God. Anyway, what do they call drugs in Wentworth Prison? Gear. Gear means paraphernalia, drugs, you know, of any kind. It's referred to as gear. And last is the one thing in prison as an inmate, as one of the women of Wentworth, that you must never do. You must never lag. Jamás. Ni lo pienses, okay? Let it not even be a thought in your mind. You cannot fucking lag. And lag means snitching, okay? Because what happens to snitches? Snitches get stitches. Let me tell you something. In jail and the real world, I think it's two different things. Because if you have to say something about whatever to save yourself or a loved one, then listen. And you want some shit or I'm not gonna snitch. You're stupid. You're stupid. There's times when you must do certain things. But in prison, that's different. So in prison, you must never lag, okay? You just gotta shut the fuck up and you do what you gotta do. And I find that word so interesting because in the computer world, when a computer lags, that means it's like slowing down, it's ruining everything. Everything goes left. Same thing with lagging in prison. So I can see why they chose that word. Other words, like scrag, to describe an ugly, dingy bitch? I mean, I guess. What were some of your favorite slang words on Wentworth Prison that I didn't mention in this video? Because again, like I said, I know there must be hundreds of words and phrases like good on you, love. You know what I'm saying? Or far out, meaning oh shit. Good on you, love clearly means like, good job, bitch. Like what were some of the words? Leave them all in the comments down below because I know that I missed so many words, but these were the ones that I can remember off the top of my head, and these were some of my favorites that have stood with me throughout the test of time. Some of my favorite Australian slang words period that I heard is like I love brekkie for breakfast. Would you like some brekkie? Or a cuppa. Would you like a cuppa? Or I love when they say good day. Did I say that properly? I don't fucking know. Good day, but it's just a good day. That's great. That's one of my favorite ones. The fucking Puerto Rican equivalent is yo. What do you think about the light up flamingos? Yay or nay? Let me know in the comments down below. Goodbye.